Welcome to Underscore, NCPR's regional music project and podcast. I'm Doyle Dean. I spoke with singer-songwriter Eddy Lawrence in March of 2021. He's based in Moira, New York, and Franklin County, originally from Alabama. He's been a fixture in the roots music scene here in the North Country. Here's Eddy Lawrence on Underscore.
The things that drive artists of all stripes are often misunderstood by non-artists. And I've had people over the years tell me, oh, it's great that you're following your dream and all this kind of stuff. Well, I never think about it in that sense. It's a daily reality for me. You know, I'm not looking at someday I'm going to be extremely famous and wealthy. My greatest thrill is writing a new song, making a recording that works out well. That's what I do it for, you know. Standing up in front of 50 people and playing is like bliss for me. Okay, so I'm not following a dream, I'm living it.
Through the valley of the broken runs a river of wreckage, past a mountain range of metal in a wonderland of waste. I'm a soldier of misfortune in this jungle of rejection, riding herd on the discarded in a 10-ton crane.
What was it like for you when the pandemic came? This is, quite literally a year ago. Did you have a bunch of shows booked, or what was going on in your life at that point?
Well, let's just say it was very bad timing. I was booking gigs and things to go out and promote my album. And the last gig I played was on March 14th. All the things I was working towards in support of the album and playing just went right down the chute. All those gigs just disappeared because the venues are still not open.
Pharaoh wears a double crown. One stands up and one hangs down. One is white, one is red. A vulture's wing and a cobra's head. Pharaoh has a pair of graves, a big house in Memphis and a slew of slaves, fields of grain and olive groves. When I grow up, I want to be Pharaoh. Now Pharaoh drinks from a royal vine. He got sister wives and concubines, servants to dress and feed and bathe him, singers and dancers to entertain him. He spends his life upholding Mot, and when he dies he becomes a god. In hieroglyphs his story is told. When I grow up I want to be Pharaoh.
You know, in order to survive in the music business, unless you're Mick Jagger, you have to have a pretty multifaceted approach to music. And I do my original music, and I play with bands, I do recording, I teach, all kinds of things. And all of that stuff really just fell apart. This is the longest period of time I've ever gone without performing or anything.
See a path forward? It just seems like this streaming world and making nothing from plays online or something has got to somehow be made up for with making money playing live shows or something. I don't know. I
think that there needs to be a reunification of artists and their audience. And at one time, when I sold CDs through my website or from stage, I can't tell you how many people I got to know really well. I have no idea who buys a streaming song from me. I mean, I can look at a graph and see where they live. I don't know who they are. So this disconnect between the audience and the artist is what needs to be bridged. I don't have an answer for how that happens, but I think that's the missing piece right now. I don't know if in your travels through my music, you found a song called 1931. But that's a song about the death of vaudeville, and I found it to be very pertinent to the times that we're in right now. I've came across this old ventriloquist dummy in a pawn shop and wondered what the story of this thing was, and so it's written from the point of view of a ventriloquist dummy. I hate to call it a dummy, they're too smart for that.
In a beer hall in Columbus, me and Joey, we got our start. Every night for $1.25 we kept them laughing and drinking hard. The sharecroppers and the roustabouts, the mill hands and the small-time thieves all came to try a line on the wine room girls and to have themselves a time watching Joey and me. We took it on the road in 1890, played the dumps and the slabs, doing 2-week runs, living town to town till the lights went out in 1931.
I was particularly taken by King of Junk. What can you tell me about that?
That's actually a very good example of my writing process, because I was living in New Jersey at the time, and not far from where I lived, there was a humongous junkyard. And I was also reading a novel by Cormac McCarthy. It's called Suttree. And one of the characters there ran a junkyard. And all of that sort of tumbled together. And I wound up visiting junkyards just to get ideas for the imagery for the song. By traveling around to visit junkyards, I mean New Jersey, all the way down to Alabama. I went into junkyards, okay? I was traveling on the road a lot at the time, and everywhere I went, I'd stop and see a junkyard.
So that's a lot of dedication for 2 minutes and 27 seconds of a pop song.
It certainly is. That's the nature of being a musician, you know?
Through the valley of the broken runs a river of wreckage, past a mountain range of metal in a wonderland of waste. I'm a soldier of misfortune in this jungle of rejection, riding herd on the discarded in a 10-ton crane, awaiting resurrection in this castaway collection is a hidden trove of riches mid the mangled and the maimed. Every fender bender, every head-on and rear ender holds a cache of precious treasure that is waiting to be claimed. I'm just a miner in a mother lode of misery, where the fruits of faulty judgment meet the spoils of bad luck, where the useless and unwanted find a place they can be flaunted. I'm a soldier of misfortune and the king of junk.
Eddy Lawrence, thank you so much for your time, for chatting with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Doyle, and thanks to North Country Public Radio for being so supportive of people like myself, because we need it.
I drive an 87 Chevy with a Pontiac engine. It's got Buick front fenders and multicolored doors. It has a spiderweb fracture in the driver's side windshield and a dented bumper sticker that says trust in the Lord. My VHF scanner's always prowling through the channels, ever scouring the airwaves for the news of flashing light, seeking crashes and collisions, crumpled chassis and dead engines. I'm on the scene before you can say jaws of life. I'm just a miner in a mother lode of misery, where the fruits of faulty judgment meet the spoils of bad luck, where the useless and unwanted find a place they can be flaunted. I'm a soldier of misfortune and the king of junk. Here the useless and unwanted find a place they can be flaunted. I'm a soldier of misfortune. Yeah, I'm the king of junk.
That was Eddy Lawrence, a singer-songwriter based in Moira in Franklin County, New York, speaking to me as part of our Underscore project. Here at North Country Public Radio, we've been using music by regional artists during our news programs, and you can learn more about them at ncpr.org/underscore. And just a reminder that NCPR is listener-supported. We welcome your contribution to the station at ncpr.org/give. And thank you. For Underscore on North Country Public Radio, this is Doyle Dean.